What's up, Bike Hummer fans? I'm here at Mill Mountain in Roanoke, Virginia, the home trails of Gordon Quadsworth, Pivot Singlespeed legend, and he is going to show me how to ride single speed on the all-new Pivot LES SS. There he is. Let's go say hey real quick.
What's up, my dude?
What's up, man?
How are you, man?
Good, how are you?
Ready to learn to do bikes all over again?
Oh yeah, sure am. So I've never ridden single speed. This is going to be a huge lesson for me.
Cool.
This is your new Pivot LES single speed.
That's the jam.
I've got a brand new stock version over there, and yeah, let's get this show on the road.
Let's dive in.
So when I heard Pivot was coming out with this bike, I thought it'd be really fun to see how long I could keep up with one of their sponsored pros who races this thing, Gordon Wadsworth, aka Quadsworth. So you're a little bit of a single speed legend. How'd you get into single speed? Like, what's the draw?
Yeah, I mean, to me, I got into it by virtue of needing a cheap, durable bike. You know, early in kind of my racing career, you get really tired of thrashing around expensive bikes in training mode. So I built just an inexpensive steel single speed and found that that bike kind of matched my style. You know, it matched this kind of preservation of momentum. It matched this ethos of, you know, do or do not, like pedal or don't. You know, it kind of matched that approach to riding that I had, and I found that the best moments that I was having on the bike were on my single speed bike. And so I just carried that and would register for whatever race I wanted to do and just bring that bike. And then, you know, you start to see single speed categories, and we're doing longer and longer races, and that just became something that was the bike that I absolutely always gravitated to. It was a guaranteed good time for me, and that's continued, you know, all the way up.
It seems like it's an excuse to wear some crazy outfits sometimes.
Definitely an excuse
Have a little bit of a weird persona.
Yeah, it's an excuse to be, yeah, whatever and whoever you want to be sometimes, for sure. Yeah, it can be.
Have you done Single Speed Worlds?
Yep, did Single Speed Worlds this year in Slovenia.
All right.
Dressed as Dale Earnhardt, yeah. Yeah, homemade Dale Earnhardt.
Have you earned a tattoo yet?
Not yet, man. But you know, those races are good because they don't take themselves too seriously. You can win the bike race at Single Speed Worlds and not come away with the tattoo, which is the prize, you know. And I love that.
I thought you had to. Like, I thought they actually really got mad if you didn't get the tattoo.
Well, if you win the decider, right? So there's always a bike race, and then there's something that's not a bike race. You know, maybe that's a go-kart race, maybe it's bowling. For us, it was like some kind of a hay bale beer bottle challenge. So this winter, I'm training my beer finding skills. So that was my downfall this year.
I'm training my beer drinking skills.
Yeah, right on. You'll do great at single speed then, man.
Great.
You're ready.
Perfect. So I'm really curious to see what the nuances are riding of this and how he picks the gearing selection and everything else. So we're gonna head out on the trail and check that stuff out. He's gonna give me a lot of pointers. We're gonna regroup and then head out for a race and see how long I can keep up with this guy.
Sounds like a good deal.
Awesome.
Let's ride some bikes.
I'm immediately going for the shifters. Trying to, feeling for shifter things.
You need something to do with your thumbs. Yeah, that's why I've got the dropper lever in the bell. You really need something to do with your fingers. Yeah, it's a different way, dude, but I don't know. What does Master Yoda say? Do or do not, there is no try. It's the same kind of mentality. It's kind of like, by taking things out of your equation, your first 200 feet of single speed.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit scary. But I think it's mainly I'm not so used to a hardtail anymore.
Hardtail.
And it's also those rocks are hidden under the leaves a little bit. It's a little sketch, but
that's a trial by fire first experience. So we're gonna kind of buzz down a little bit. We kind of start at the top of the mountain here, and then we will get a couple of flowy climbs. And the thing there, the thing on those climbs, as you're rolling, is just to stay on top of that gear. You know, as soon as you hit that inflection point where you've got traction, you've got gear you can stay on top of, get on top of it and roll. You know, it's kind of like driving a manual car where you have so much more control with the vehicle. It's the same thing on single speed. You know, as soon as you feel that you can get on top of the gear, jump on it.
Yeah, so I noticed coming into some of those little turns and stuff, whereas before I would downshift and power out of it,
right.
you don't have that luxury anymore. like you're carrying a ton of speed to those turns, and I think I've got to get better at that.
Yeah, single speed makes you, I mean, it makes you a better rider. Partially, I think, because the bikes are usually hardtails, but also because you learn to prize that momentum. Like there's no way to get it back except just a muscle on top of it. So you do get much smoother with cornering. You get much smoother, you know, pumping things. You start to really use your body English a lot more. So
right on.
I feel a bunch of that through here.
Cool. All right, let's check it out.
You really learn to like pump every little thing, you know? Anytime you get a little drop like that, you just want to throw the bike down into it. It just saves you a little bit of leg later, you know? Gonna roll up this hill here, pull over, do a little gearing chat. As soon as my guy Tyler catches up, I think that gear's hurting him. Keeps looking for a shifter. Newsflash, no shifters. I think we got him. I think we got him coming. I think I'm rolling. How is that thing?
It's different for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is that, man.
It's definitely, you can tell the stiffness and stuff, and it's like, it's really nice how light the rear end, like popping it up and around stuff.
Yeah.
You can tell the difference of not having a pound or so of metal back there.
Yeah, nice and quiet.
Let's talk gearing, shall we?
Let's look at gears.
Okay, so coming up the hills, I've noticed you're definitely spinning a faster cadence, so a little bit easier gear than me. Yeah. What are you running on the back?
So I run a 34 ring with a 20 cog, a lot. Pivot's got a 32-18 stock on this bike, and that's kind of your golden mean for most single speeders. Most riders will start at that 32-18 and they'll kind of go in one direction or the other. If they're flatlanders, they'll go a little harder. If they live in the mountains like I do, they might go a little bit easier.
Well, real quick, so
yeah.
That actually, like, to me, without doing math in my head, that sounds like it's similar, 34-20, 32-18, but yeah, it was noticeable, like, you were rolling faster, or pedaling faster than me, so like, how does that work out? How do you do the math in your head as a single speeder? Are you guys every time, like, is there an app for that? There's gotta be an app for that, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch of apps for that. There's definitely a bunch of apps for that. And there are gear charts, and you can use gear inches and that sort of thing. And crank length is a factor, wheel size and tire diameter is a factor. Like you can do all the math, you know, for a simple thing. You can complicate it as much as you want to. But most of the time, most single speeders will find that they have a couple of gears that work really well in their area, work really well with their power profile. You know, if they're a more power oriented, kind of lower cadence rider, they'll run a little bit bigger gear. I tend to spin, you know, I do a lot of endurance racing, so that aerobic capacity, I need to really focus on that and stay on top of the gear. So I'll run my 34-20 is like my absolute go-to. There's an element where larger combinations, so it's the 34 versus the 32, and sometimes I'll run a 36-21. Those larger combinations of big will actually make you more mechanically efficient. You know, you're basically putting the same amount of torque and power over more metal, so you've got a more efficient gear in a sense. But the 34, most of my racing and riding is going to be 34 and then 18 through 21. That's the range for me. That's the sweet spot. All right, man. Brought our measuring tape over. It's time to check this guy out. What are we looking at here?
See if you earned that nickname.
This is single speeder math. So I'm sitting about 23. That's like a child's waist. See what these puppies measure at,
so
man.
It's all about the girth, right?
Yeah. Yeah, 20. 20. All right. All right then. So you're gonna need these tips.
I think that's, so you have what is that, like a 15%?
Yeah, it's substantial.
More power.
More power, yeah.
15% more something.
Yeah. So
okay.
Some last minute tips as we get ready for this thing, man. Remember we talk about like hold that momentum when we get to those rollers and stuff. Like look for places that you can actively like push the bike through and keep that speed. When you get to that monument trail climb, like just focus, like power down, keep traction.
Close your eyes, think of a happy place.
Find your happy place, all that good stuff, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. I think when you're you know, riding the endorphin high at the finish line here, I think you'll fall in love with it.
All right.
Cool. Sweet, man.
Cool. Well, let's hit that trail.
Let's do it.
Got my secret weapon here so that I can be a little faster than Gordon. Just mix that up real quick while he's not looking. Crush him. He's gonna kill me.
Hit it. You're the man.
Hey, Mark. Oh, I need to start on this. You did the courtesy of making a route, so now I get to, when I get lost because I don't know where you are.
I thought that was prudent. That was a good idea.
Computer. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
You should get me on the flat stuff here. Gotta get that spin to win.
The secret is drafting. It's all about the draft. Local knowledge comes into play for sure.
Oh, I might have lost him right there. Might be if we let her rip here in a minute. Oh yeah, he's just in sight. Maybe give her a go.
Supposed to turn there. Right? Yeah. 3. Come on.
Sweet nuts. Oh yeah. You might have time for a nap. Maybe make a sandwich when we get to the top. Now we're gonna do this little climb. And this is, I think, where Tyler's big gear might sneak up on me. He's got enough more meat on the bone there with that 3218. He may be able to sneak back up. Spin to win here.
I think every day is leg day when you ride single speed. This is just a brutal workout. It's literally like doing squats all day long. I'm tired.
Pardon my heavy breathing. You see, my bicycle, it only has the one gear. Yeah. A little steep segment here. Yeah.
Yeah, this turns all these little hills into real monsters. Okay.
Where do you think Tyler's at right now? Let me paint the picture. Standing up, breathing heavy. I see a lot of snot production happening back there. You know, it's funny, keeping up with me on a hot lap, it's like not my strength. Now, it's keeping up with me on a 10-hour day. That's my strength. But I think we got LT. I mean, you saw those legs though. We'll give him a little credit.
I think from a fitness standpoint, my entire posterior chain is just worked. Glutes, lower back, lumbar, all the way up to the stabilizer muscles in the shoulders, as you're just wrenching on the handlebar in these climbs, trying to drive every last bit of power and torque down through the pedals. So it's not just the quads that Gordon's so blessedly endowed with. It's really everything that connects them all the way up through the shoulders. That makes it possible to ride single speed quickly and efficiently.
That's a bit. I think we got it. That was it, man. Hot lap, about 20 minutes. Pro XCT short track. Woo-wee. What do you think? 4 minutes? 3 minutes? 5 minutes? Let's get him a timer going here.
Oh, yeah. Final stretch. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. So close.
Here it is! Yeah! Spin to win! Yeah! Awesome! Yeah, dude! Is that the most ruthless 25 minutes of life?
Did you say 5 minutes?
Yeah, I've got 5:01.
Shut up! Oh my god.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you. Killer, how was it? It's brutal, huh?
Uh-huh.
Just think you didn't have to think once what gear was the right gear. Think of all the mental watts you saved.
Alright. So you seriously finished in like 5 minutes?
We started a timer and it was like 5:01 when you crossed the line.
When you crossed the line?
Yeah, well, 5 minutes from when I crossed the line to when you crossed the line.
Oh.
About a 5 minute gap.
I thought you said you did a 5 minute lap.
No, not on that. I think it was just under 20. Yeah, I think it was like 18 and a half. So.
I was gonna say, man.
It's about 5 minute gap.
So 25%.
Yeah.
So 15% bigger quads, 25% faster.
So that's good math.
Yeah.
It works for me.
That's there you go. If you want to get fast like this guy, add quad size.
Go harder and add muscle.
All right. So one thing, this is what I was thinking towards the end of this, as far as single speeds go. You're right in that you save that mental bandwidth of messing with gears and all that, but for me, there's a little bit of the fun element missing in that I had to pay so much more attention to, and maybe it was part of the hardtail too, is what that was doing or like when to accelerate stuff. But I really think actually it was probably more the hardtail, and like you really got to pay attention to where the rear end is when you're used to full suspension. But that actually has nothing to do with single speed now that have a little more blood running to my head.
I mean, it does in the sense that your traction equation on a hardtail is always, like, you're always thinking about that rear wheel placement. But when you don't, like when you have to rely on power to get your forward momentum, your traction equation becomes even more important. So you're constantly kind of thinking about where that rear wheel placement needs to go so that you can get traction. Like, it's definitely, you find that you sort of stand and hover over the seat a lot more, balancing your weight back and forward, like, because you've got to stand because you need that power, but if you can't go too far forward and stand all the way up or else you lose traction. It's a really, like, it's a lot of feeling, you know, it's a lot of feeling about your weight, your fore and aft, and just trying to make power.
Yeah, I will say that,
challenge.
like on those climbs are sustained. I swear to God, there's more climbing in this loop than there was descending somehow magically.
Yeah.
But the thing I noticed is that, like, I would not have climbed those things as fast on a geared bike because I would have geared down, lollygagged up, saved some energy. But this forces you to ride faster.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So awesome, man. Well, Gordon, this has been an experience for real.
Great, dude.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
Good work. I promise it's not always that hard. We threw you off the deep end for sure.
That's all right. It's the only way to go. So thanks a ton for watching. If you like this video, hit subscribe, hit like, ring that bell, whatever you do on YouTube. If you got questions for Gordon about single speeding, or not me, because I don't know what I'm doing with it, leave them in the comments and we'll make sure he answers them.
Yeah, we'll get them answered.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. See ya.